All right, yeah, we unmuted now. Let's get it. What's good, stream? What's good, chat? What's good, chat? Let me quit playing. Let me quit playing. I'm excited for stream day number 2. I'm telling y'all right now, if you're watching this, that we got a lot of good things coming up for stream day number 2. Stream day number 2 is titled Two Stories, One Lesson, taking the BS out of what a growth mindset actually is. There's a lot of people going around talking, and everyone's talking about affirmations, astrology, everything under the sun when it comes to having a growth mindset, but they're all wrong. If you don't understand what a growth mindset actually is, you might be struggling with limited growth throughout your entire life without figuring it out. I'm a counselor with almost a half a decade experience, and I'm going to go into actually what the one foundation of a growth mindset actually is. And I'm going to explain that by using two stories with one main lesson that you will take away today that will help you achieve what actually a growth mindset is. But I don't want to be cocky. I want to check in on the chat real quick before we get into the video, because we can get right into it. But I mean, I couldn't do this without the support of other people hopping on stream and seeing what's good. So I appreciate everybody hopping on the stream right now. I'm about to truly get into the two stories that all have one central lesson on how to actually achieve a growth mindset. Not anything that people tell you about when they're like affirmations or astrology or everything's just gonna be all right. Don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Even though that's true and I love that song, you have to actually figure stuff out in this life to go ahead and achieve a growth mindset, which is the foundation of everything we achieve. If we can't think it, then how can we achieve it? We don't believe it's possible. So a growth mindset is very important, but what is the foundation of a growth mindset? The one quality that if you add it into your character, you add it into who you are today, right now, you will see immediate results in the amount that you can achieve. And I'm going to get into the first story. So without further ado, the first thing you need to understand when it comes to building a growth mindset is the story of my first mentor. So I was a kid who his entire life only focused on basketball. I focused on doing really well when it came to making layups and shooting and dunking a basketball, but I never really had thought about anything that would happen after high school. And all things in my life were brought to an end that I thought would continue on forever when COVID happened. It was my senior year of high school, and I was so excited. I had finally started to get the attention I wanted at school from different schools recruiting me to play basketball. I went on my first college visit. I had finally did and accomplished everything that I had planned to accomplish when I first started playing basketball. And that was to prove everybody that I could be good at it. I started out as somebody who was bad, just like everybody else starts out being in a place where you're not as good at something, but you want to be better at it. Whether that's making money, whether that's finding how to build a good relationship, whether that's building your health and getting fit. All of those things require you to start somewhere. And a lot of times we don't start off perfect when we're trying something new. I would go as far to say all the time we don't go and start off perfect when we're trying something new. So after I had COVID destroy my entire senior year, I could no longer play basketball anymore. The school that was recruiting me that I was planning on flying down to so that I could go see where I was going to play at the next level, develop my games so that I could go play and prove everybody wrong that I was actually good at playing basketball. And everything was shut down because of COVID. Imagine all your dreams just down the drain like that. But luckily, I had one thing going for me. And that one thing was the idea of becoming successful in real estate. I was in high school and one of my econ teachers told me about the idea of becoming a millionaire by investing in real estate. And that intrigued me so much that when everything shut down and I figured out what I was going to do next was to find a mentor who could teach me. If I couldn't become successful in basketball right now, if I couldn't focus on the game that I love, the one thing that I could do was focus on finding someone to teach me something else I knew would help me be successful. Something else I knew I could be successful in. So what I did next was I found a mentor. I looked up online real estate investors near me, and I finally had found somebody whose number was online. So I texted him. I said, "Hi, my name is Adebayo Kuye. I want to learn how to be a real estate investor. I'm an African American male. I'm 17 years old, and I did all of these different things to make sure that I could get in contact with someone who could actually teach me." And when I got in contact with him, he was great. But what he immediately told me was that everything I learned online about real estate investing was wrong. Everything. And I was so shook. I'm like, oh my God. He's telling me that the strategy I was learning online was actually how one of his friends had lost 300 houses. He was telling me that some of the things I thought to be true were actually false. And I found out that, unfortunately, as I went along, there was a lot that I had to learn. But luckily, he always looked out for me, even when I didn't have everything figured out on my own. And later on, I took his advice. I listened to the things that he recommended that I do, and I purchased my first property before I was even 20 years old, my first rental property. Now, why did I tell you the story of my first mentor and how I actually achieved that and where I came from? I told you that because when I tell you about my mentor, you must think he's this amazing guy that when he came about helping me, he actually made sure that he gave me everything that he knew because he wanted to give back. But the reality of the fact is, my mentor has actually helped multiple hundreds of people when it comes to investing in real estate. He has countlessly shared information with people all the time, trying to make sure that they had all the information they needed to get started in the game. But guess what? Most people didn't listen. Most of the people he's helped and tried to give knowledge and resources to go accomplish purchasing their first piece of rental property or first piece of property in general, they never do what he says. And I want you to really think about that as I get into my second story. But before I get into my second story about the one foundation, two stories, one lesson about the foundation of a growth mindset, I want to check the chat real quick. Okay, we got Joe with drums. My aunt made good money because she bought subdivisions and sold real estate here. Oh man, bro, this dude is a dog. Let me put his him up here. This dude is a dog when it comes to drumming, bro. If you in the chat, shout out my boy here. He's a dog. Said my aunt made good money because she bought subdivisions and sold real estate there. That's real, bro. That's real. There's so many different ways to skin a cat when it comes to real estate investing, but hey, buying subdivisions and like developing them, like that's a huge play, especially after 2008, where a ton of developers went out of business and you had all these subdivisions that you could just buy and develop yourself. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. Um, you got my guy here said 1% better every day. Yeah, bro. Yeah, let me shout him out real quick. Let's put him up. Let's put him up here. 1% better every day. That's the motto, bro. A growth mindset starts with continued action every single day, making sure that you actually don't give up on yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard because sometimes we trying to accomplish stuff and we want to do it in a year, but sometimes it take us two, or we want to do it in 3 days, and sometimes it take us 3 weeks. You feel me? So that's 100% true, bro. 1% better every day. Uh, he said, "You think you can beat me in basketball? Run the ones." All right, bro. We'll run the ones. You said I can I beat you in basketball, bro? I'm telling you, I'm real nice. So I'm real. Let me say that I'm real nice. So I'm telling you, bro. If you want to run the ones, we can, but I'm nice with it. So I'm gonna leave that there. Um, God's power, bro. So much respect. Proud of you. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. It's good seeing you in person recently, bro. Um, like honestly, God bless you, bro. You've been doing great things, and I know you're gonna continue being successful. God bless you, bro. Uh, Nico, work hard every day. Of course, brother. What are we here for? We here to work. We here to serve other people. Working hard is a prerequisite to that. We have to work hard because sometimes things that help people are hard to do. So yeah, bro, I appreciate you chiming in with that, bro. Definitely work hard every day. All right. So like I said, the title of this live stream was two stories, one lesson, removing all the BS and giving you the one foundation you need to actually achieve and accomplish having a growth mindset. So let's get into story number 2. I talked about the story of my mentor, but the second story I'm actually going to get into is biblical, because this biblical story actually has the one lesson of what a growth mindset actually is as well. And that story is the Tower of Babel. So the Tower of Babel is a very interesting story because I think a lot of us know about the Tower of Babel as Christians or as people growing in their Christianity, in their faith. But I don't think we really understand the foundational mindset that you have to understand why what God's people did was wrong. So let me make sure I get into the story of the Tower of Babel. I'm gonna share my screen for this one, honestly, because I want to actually pull up the Bible verse. So let me see this. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to pull up the Bible verse, probably screen share. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a screen share window then, so you guys be able to see the Bible as I talk. Y'all can kind of see the live stream a little bit, but what I'm about to do is I'm pulling up the Bible, and we gonna get into this Bible today. You feel me? Yeah. So let me see real quick, y'all. What is the? Let me find the Bible verse real quick. The story of the Tower of Babel. Once I find the Bible verse, let me refresh this real quick because I know I just looked it up because I wanted to make sure I found I wanted to see if I was going to either talk about the Tower of Babel because there's multiple lessons that talk about it. But first, I wanted to. So boom, let's see here. So I was going to talk about Lot's wife. So Genesis 11, 1 through 9. Okay, so I'll go to Genesis 11, 1 through 9. Actually, I'll leave it here because I want everybody to actually check it out here. So I'll leave this here. Let me see if I can I don't know if I can expand this a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I can expand this. So I'm gonna expand this so we can actually take a look at this together. And I can actually crop this perfectly. Let's see. Here we go. I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna do this. No, not that camera. We gonna do cam link. Boom. So boom, this is what we finna do. I'm gonna leave it like that. Boom. So I just want to make sure everybody can really see this Bible verse that we're gonna get into. This is the second story that's extremely important. So you got the Tower of Babel. Let's read it real quick. This is the second story that's involved in one lesson to help you have a growth mindset and actually understand the true foundation of a growth mindset. The Tower of Babel goes like this. Now the world had one language and a common speech. I'm reading from the NIV version. This is Genesis 11, 1 through 9. Now the world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used bricks instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speak in the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building in the city. That is why it was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. So, if you guys have been here for that story, then just once again, Tower of Babel, Genesis 11, 1 through 9, NIV version. That's the story we went over today really quickly. That's the second story that contains a lesson. And I want you guys to really think about that. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to remove this. And let's talk. So we understand the Tower of Babel is when God was telling people that they shouldn't just build a tower up to the gods, because everything they did when they worked together, they were able to do. But he saw this and did not want them to reach the heights of God. So he scattered their languages and forced disconnection. And you have to understand when you listen to this story how valuable connection is. Connection is the entire foundation that a society operates on. The fact that I can speak in English and you can understand me is such a amazing ability that every single day you take it for granted. The fact that right now there's somebody in a different continent, a different country that can't speak the language you can speak, that would love to connect with you, that would love to know who you are, that you can collaborate with right now and probably accomplish something amazing. But the connection isn't there. If the connection is not there, then that means you will not be able to be effective. And the humility that's required to have understanding is one a lot of people never reach. They never reach that level. And in the story of the Tower of Babel, the people were scattered and they were forced to speak different languages. But a lot of times in today's world, we'll be listening to somebody, asking for advice, seeking new information, but because we lack the humility and the ability to look at ourselves and realize we don't know everything, to realize that there's other people out there smarter than us, we become disconnected. Not just with people that don't speak our language, but with people who actually speak our language, because we can't humble ourselves enough. And that's what I was getting at. By telling you the first story of how my mentor is such an amazing person who gave me the foundational knowledge and pieces I needed to build my real estate portfolio, and to tell you the story of the Tower of Babel, where people were disconnected because of the languages, but how it relates to today, where people, even speaking the same languages, asking for advice, seeking new information, won't listen because they haven't been able to humble themselves to realize that there is more qualified people out there. There are more people who are willing to help them. They just have to make sure that they're willing and open to listening. We have two ears and one mouth for a reason. And a lot of us pretend to listen through these ears. A lot of us pretend to listen through these ears, when truly the only thing we're doing is letting it go in one ear, out the other. Because as soon as we listen, we never truly learn. Because learning is shown in the new action you take after listening. You listen to somebody give you the best advice you've ever heard and say, I'm going to do that, but I'm not ready. I was going to do that, but I don't know if I can really trust them. But you're seeking information, but you're not humble enough to accept the information you're given. And just like in the story with my mentor, he's told hundreds and even thousands of people how to be successful in real estate, but most of them never listened. And I'm grateful to have found a man like him to actually pour into me and teach me certain things, because there's a lot of people who took advantage of his knowledge but didn't actually learn from him. And he brags with me all the time about how I purchased my first property. I'm the youngest person he's ever taught and helped purchase their first rental property. So you have to understand, same with the Tower of Babel, where people are disconnected because they can't conversate. In today's world, you can be disconnected not because you speak a different language, but because you are not humble enough to accept the information that you're being given. I understand that there's scammers online on social media. You have to be able to see through it, and you have to figure out who are the scammers. But in the beginning, you have to just try stuff out. Because if you don't know what good information is, you're going to have to fail your way to figuring out what good information actually is. You're going to have to listen to people who are wrong, test stuff out, realize that they were wrong, and be like, okay, on to the next. But that takes humility. That takes you not having a big enough ego to think that you deserve everything right now and here right now. That takes humility for you to understand that the one core lesson I was getting at was you needed humility. That is the single foundation of a growth mindset. The ability to be told something without taking offense. The ability to be wrong and know that that's okay. It's okay to be wrong. A growth mindset is specifically designed for you to be able to get from one level to another. But when you're on level 1 and you're trying to get to level 2, you only have level 1 thoughts, not level 2 thoughts. So sometimes when you hear a level 2 thought, you are not ready and you don't think that it makes sense. You operating on the wavelength of a microwave, expecting to be on TV, expecting to receive phone calls. It's different wave levels, it's different wavelengths that go on when we talking about these things. But a lot of us are looking to just achieve things without being humble enough to learn from other people and be wrong and not feel like something might work, but having the faith to know that if you just keep moving forward, if you just keep taking steps, if you just keep taking action, you will be able to grow. And that right there is a single foundation of a growth mindset. Because without humility, what do you have? And let me get you guys a proper definition of humility too, because you have to understand a proper definition of humility if you want to actually be humble, right? So getting to the definition of humility, I pulled it up here, so let me share my screen really quickly. I'm going to share it right now. So here we go. Here we go, right here. I'm going to just share it a little bit with y'all. So humility, I know on Instagram you can't see it fully. I'm going to try to make sure that I get this together. But it says humility, a modest or low view of one's own importance, humbleness. He needs the humility to accept there may be better. Humility. And here's the problem with most people. They read this definition and they see a modest or low view of one's own importance and they think that's an issue. Let me zoom in real quick because y'all can't really see my face and how serious I am. I'm gonna zoom in real quick. People see the definition. They see that it says a modest or low view of one's own importance, humbleness, and they think it's a problem. But in reality, if you're looking to get value out of this life and grow, you have to serve other people, right? And when you're serving other people, you have to understand, yes, you have value. But right now, when things get tough and I'm looking to solve a problem for someone, I still have to get that work done. No matter what. So yes, right now, I'm not as important because that person who I'm trying to serve, that person who I'm trying to get money from in my business, that person who needs my help right now, who's in my family, who I care about more than myself right now. Yes, I'm going to be humble because I understand that in order to get anything out of life, I have to serve people. And when I'm serving people, no, I'm not as important as them because they need what they need right now. Whether I'm serving them in business and them paying me money. Sorry, let me say that correctly. Whether I'm serving them in business and they're paying me money, whether I'm serving a family member who just needs my help, whether I'm serving somebody that doesn't even know I'm serving them, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to give back. Humility is the foundation of a growth mindset because without humility, you start to overvalue your importance over the people that you serve. You start to make excess profit in the business by cutting corners, knowing that you're not actually serving that person to the best of your ability. You start prioritizing money over your family because you want to buy more nice things. But right now, your family really needs you. Let me make sure you guys hear me and are taking me seriously because let me go back to this, and let me make sure I zoom out. Oh, my bad, my bad. Now I gotta see me that close. Let me make sure y'all actually understand what I'm saying. Humility is the low view of oneself. Sorry. Humility is a modest or low view of one's own importance. And being humble is not bad, because when I'm serving people, when I'm looking to help people, yes, I'm not as important as them when I'm looking to serve someone. You know why? Because I'm truly trying to make sure that I don't let my own interests corrupt the good service I'm looking to do for other people. So that right there is the one lesson that you take from the two stories that I talked about. That is the one principle that all growth mindset mantra around manifestation or astrology or whatever you believe in, all of it comes down to humility. And God said for us to be humble. God said for us to look to serve. And if you're somebody who values growth in the areas of faith, family, fitness, and finances, then you know where I'm at. If you want to join a mastermind where we get together and we talk about things like rental property, personal finance, investing, God, growth, family, hanging out with people that are actually like minded and have this growth mindset perspective, not being too cocky and egotistical, you already know. DM me and we'll get connected for sure. But let me check out the chat real quick, because man, it's been a blessing to have this video going on. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure that you like this video, share it if you can. Whatever you can do to support, appreciate it. I got Michael M. Petrowski in his joint. What's up, brother? M. Petrowski, what's up, brother? Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, IG is definitely more live than Instagram right now. Even though I look like I have some people on YouTube too. That's what's up. Okay, I was just told that I can be beat in basketball. For some reason tonight, people have been talking about basketball a lot and thinking that they can beat me, and it's kind of crazy, to be honest. But it's all good. It's all good. I understand. I understand. Um, Michael said, "Have you ever ran Google Ads before?" No, I have not. I learned how to do it and just never took action. I only started running Facebook ads myself. But I'm sure that there's some people that we both know um, through the 1% team that actually have ran Google ads that I talked to. Okay. Uh, Trying to think right now, but I know for a fact there's somebody part of 1% team that has run Google ads. Let's see. Let's see. I got 3 viewers on YouTube, bro. This is dope. This is dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. God bless. God bless everybody on the YouTube chat. If you're on the YouTube chat, I'm seeing it's 3 viewers. Hey, comment, ask questions, something. Let's get it. Yes, I came to your school. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to be back next year for sure. Hoping to be back next year. By the grace of God, I'll be with you guys next year as well. Um, it was fun being at your school. I do a lot of schools throughout the year, and I know which school you're from specifically. So we was in the yearbook, I think, for your school. So that's a blessing. It's a blessing. Um, let's see. I got YouTube viewers, but I'm looking for some comments on YouTube. I don't see any content. Oh man, yeah, you'll be in high school. Oh, congratulations, graduate. Okay, okay, congratulations. We got a high school graduate. I mean, 8th grade graduate in the chat. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely make sure that you continue being great in high school. I mean, hopefully we can get to the high school and do some school assemblies as well. Me and Kaden were talking about it. Oh, perfect, perfect. Yeah, me and Kaden was talking about it. Definitely doing school assembly at the high school too. So the goal is to definitely be able to make sure that as everybody's growing, as all the people we're talking too, and the schools are growing and doing new things, we can still be there to support and help and give all the resources necessary that we wish we had when we were going in high school and middle school and all these different things. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Um, I'm gonna switch it back to the normal screen because I am now done with like the video content part of the stream. I'm trying to see, maybe I might end the stream here. Yesterday, let's see, told on high school sent down email about us and some part of the future leaders team. Yeah, yeah, I already know. Yeah, your future leaders are already on top of everything, man. That's the beautiful thing about having the futures leaders team with Caden and being a part of it, because you guys get to not only help Caden grow, but as you guys grow, you get to learn so many new things and have access to all the resources Caden has access to, which is always important. Your network is your net worth. The more people you know, the more good people you know, the better opportunities you can get, and the better position you'll be in to be even more successful than you are now. Because there's not many people doing the Future Leaders program like you are, which is awesome, which is super awesome. Let's see. I see I got 3 YouTube viewers. I'm not seeing not seeing many comments from over on YouTube, but I see I got 3 viewers over there and 2 viewers over on Instagram. So, hey, I'm just blessed, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a reactions today because usually I do like reactions to TikToks. And my last stream yesterday, when I started stream, we got flagged for violation of copyright because I had some of these TikTok songs in there. And it's like, okay, I understand. I can only do reactions on like maybe Instagram because Instagram not gonna flag me. But yeah, it kind of sucks, man. I can't even stream on YouTube the reactions because they gonna go ahead and flag me for all of the music on TikTok when I'm reacting. So we gonna see. But yeah, definitely I appreciate all you guys for viewing right now. I just really wanted to make sure that everybody could cut through all the BS in the world going on, like all the distractions talking about mindset, and understand that the one principle of a growth mindset is humility. That's the only thing you need to worry about. Constantly seeking to be humble. When you think you know it all, understand there's always something new for you to learn. That's the foundation of a growth mindset. And you can have confidence and still be humble. Understanding that you don't know everything is really important. But yeah, I think tonight I'm not going to do reactions. I just wanted to make sure I got this content out. I wanted to make sure I did go live. So if you guys need anything from me, definitely go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram at ITSKUYE. Follow, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and appreciate everybody for hopping on this live today. Um, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm gonna probably end this real quick. Let's go to the music.